Hello, you speakers. I'm Katsam.
I'm George.
And I'm Javier.
Have you heard this before? Teacher, I practice a lot. I watch movies and TV shows and listen to podcasts while I'm doing something else.
Absolutely. Although not as often as I wish, but yes. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something here. When students embrace English this way, their English skyrockets.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it before. You said it right now. So, all kidding aside, all kidding aside, yeah, I have students tell me that they practice a lot, but like George says, it's a lot of more like passive input. They're kind of just listening to it. They're not doing something with it. And today we're gonna change that.
That's right. So stay tuned. Today you're learning how to turn your input into active learning.
Woo!
Welcome to another episode of the Üspk English Podcast. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to our podcast channel. All right. Now, in our last episode, we discussed some practical ways to turn your passive immersion into practical active learning. We told you about tips on watching movies and TV shows actively and challenging yourself.
We also told you about our podcast or other podcasts and audiobooks and how you should focus on pronunciation and intonation. If you didn't listen to our episode 100, you're missing out. So make sure you tune into that one later on.
Yeah. So, guys, let's get into the meat of active learning and how to boost your input skills. Okay, a big one, music. Okay. And I love music. Create
Love music here too.
Yeah, man. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't love music? And I think everybody out there loves music. Create a playlist of the English songs that you enjoy listening to in English, obviously. All right. Now, look up the words online and try to understand what the song is about. Sing along with the music to help you improve your pronunciation, intonation. For instance, you could have fun singing along to a popular song like "The Shape of You" by Ed Sheeran, which I like a lot. Okay, and check out the lyrics. Figure out the story it tells, and sing along as if you're performing it on stage, even though you might be in the shower, and have fun.
That's it. That was your best example, Ed Sheeran. Really?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you could.
It's good.
I'm definitely not gonna say what's this guy's name.
Don't say it.
Peso,
Don't say
Peso
it.
Don't say
Pluma.
the name. Can't say.
No, don't say the name. We're gonna be hated
Oh,
along. Yeah, in the
Okay,
whole
anyway,
I love
whatever you
him
want.
too.
Yeah,
I love
kidding,
all of
kidding.
them.
Next up, let's talk about reading books and articles. Start with simple reads and use online resources with dual language text for easier comprehension. For instance, you could pick up a copy of The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Pardon my
What?
French.
Oh,
That's how you say it. You don't speak French, do you, George? Okay,
I
there
thought you were saying a bad word to me or something. So,
I
Pardon
was
my
about to
French.
say, bless you.
hey, what's wrong, man? What did I do to you? I thought we were friends.
It's a classic with simple language yet profound messages. Have you guys read The Little Prince? I love it.
I have.
When I
Yeah.
was in junior high school, I think.
Yeah,
I read it when I was in preschool, elementary, junior high, and high school was the last time I read it.
oh no, it's a keeper.
All right, guys. So,
It
hey,
is.
another way is to write down any new words or phrases you come across. Keep building that vocabulary bank, but also pay attention. We talked about this in our last episode, context, okay? And the way the word works next to other words, okay? That's a big one, the context, and use it or you're going to lose it, okay? You just put it somewhere in the drawer or your notebook and you never put it into practice. Say goodbye to that new word.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. So moving on to language exchange. You can connect with native speakers or other language exchange partners to practice speaking through video calls or in-person meetups. There's actually applications that will help you find other people that are trying to learn the same language as you. Okay, so picture this. You find a language exchange partner from the US and you chat about your favorite movies or travel experiences. You can correct each other's mistakes and learn from them. It's a win-win.
Sorry.
Alcata
Let's
was
not.
just so surprised
She
at
was saying,
my
I was
affirmation.
so
what do you mean a
surprised.
win-win? Who's winning?
Yeah, she's like, wow,
I was trying
God.
to process that.
She was just overwhelmed,
She
speechless
was
with
pondering what
I
you
was
just
totally
said.
worthless.
so
Like,
deep. I just said, wow. Javier's like, wow. Just Kata was speechless.
she
I
Are
was
know,
you
I
really
sad.
know.
speaking English?
Yeah, it's just I understand just Kata. I know the feeling.
Sorry, it's just that you have like such a captivating
She was
voice.
static.
Oh,
Like,
right, so deep. I just can't. But
Yeah, yeah.
who writes this
Sorry.
stuff?
that's what you call, it's just breathless, really, like
Just breathless.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Who writes this podcast? I just
I don't
kudos.
know who. I don't know who does just magically
Kudos
appears
to
into your inbox, right? Yeah, I don't
All right, guys.
know. Let's not forget about language learning apps. Do explore apps. They often incorporate real life scenarios and provide immersive exercises. For instance, many apps in the market can get you where you need to be. You could practice ordering food in a restaurant or navigating through a new city. Repeat exercises regularly for reinforcement. It's not like you're going to see it once and then you will magically learn it. No, you really need to reinforce. It's all about consistency. But no, this apps will never replace a real class with a real teacher who will take time to correct and guide you.
That is
Totally,
true.
totally. I totally agree with you. And later on, we'll talk about AI versus teachers. And
Oh, yeah.
that will be coming up in an episode soon. And it's going to be very interesting. But okay, sticking to this. Another one is peripheral learning. Okay, now what is that? Okay, well, it's what this proposes is that it's learning from the things that surround you. Okay, now think about the things that surround you. Okay, if you're living in a target language community, for example, you're living in the US or in Canada. So what you see is around you is what do you see, guys? Okay, you're walking the street. What are things that you see that is written? What are the typical things that you would see? I'm asking you.
Pharmacy,
Uh,
store, groceries.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
food in
Gas.
general, like
Okay, all
apples,
right.
bananas. Yeah,
Okay, but what things would you see that are that are written that you can actually see words?
like street shops or
Uh-huh. You'd see names
Oh,
of
the names
stores,
of
or
stores, names
shoe
of
bus
streets.
store,
stops,
bus
Uh-huh.
stop,
signs.
Yes.
street signs,
All right.
right?
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
good.
lots of publicity.
Right.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is what you see. Okay, now if you're on a bus or if you're anywhere, if you're the community is mostly speaking in English, obviously you're going to be listening to English, right? So it's about what surrounds you. So this takes me back to a theory which states, from years ago, it was called the it's still called the audiolingual method, which considered that grammar was the most important component over vocabulary. Okay, and there was this other one that the natural approach was the opposite. So vocabulary is most important, and grammar would take care of itself as time passes. Situation stated by Krashen, very important linguist. Okay, and he is right. I still believe that. Yet while the knowledge of grammar is important, the knowledge of grammar is important. Vocabulary will always be more important. The chances of you understanding somebody speaking to you in English, if you have a great vocabulary rather than having great grammar, are huge compared to just being a grammar expert. So that's why learning vocabulary is very important. Which takes me now to this next strategy. Okay, you want to learn words or phrases. Well, Javier mentioned something about Post-it some time ago. I believe it was me or Cass, I don't remember who. Well, write, these words, things that surround you now. You're not living in the States. You're here we're in Mexico. All right. So, we don't have signs in the streets in English or people in the streets. You're not going to listen to them speak in English. So what we're going to try to do is try to simulate a situation as best as possible. All right.
Right.
But you can do this by on Post-its, write names of things that surround you in your house. For example, if you love coffee, well, you have your mug right there. But, if you get up in the morning and, in Spanish, you would say, oh, how do you say mug in Spanish? It's taza. But if you want to remember that word, well, put a Post-it on the mug, right? On the fridge or things that are around you for a couple of weeks. You probably will be looking at them over and over, and then you'll start remembering these words. Okay. So that's a strategy that you could use, okay, to immerse yourself more into this peripheral learning strategy.
Totally agree, man. In fact, when my kids were young, we decided that we're gonna try this method, like you said. You just put stickers on everything around you. Just apple, put a sticker on the apple that says apple. Banana, write banana and put a sticker on it. I mean, we put stickers on every single thing that we could see around us, and it helped out a lot. They did memorize the vocabulary, but to this day, we're not allowed back at Walmart. So
or Office Depot, I would say, right?
Just make sure you do it at home.
It's like, man, you took all the stickers. Come on.
Come on. You know what? This reminds me of my grandma when she moved with us in the States. Same thing, George. We told grandma, just look, there's a sign outside that says the name of the street. If you get lost, just take a cab and show the guy the name of the street, and then you'll bring it back home. It took her a week to come back. And yeah. You know why? Because she wrote down the name of the street and she wrote down one way.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
She thought that was the name of the street.
Dude.
So that's not good. Sorry,
That's
Grandma.
not good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
and 3, 2, 1. And don't forget to join online communities. Participate in forums or social media groups where discussion happens in English. Share your thoughts, ask questions, and connect with fellow learners. Just be polite. This can get heated. And last but not least, follow news in English. Read articles or watch news broadcasts to expose yourself to current vocabulary and structural references. And let me highlight something here. Normally on the media, radio or TV, they have something we call neutral English. There's not an accent behind it, so it really helps you pick up a listening. Try it. If you actually can watch or have access to like British broadcasting, they won't have the typical British accent or any other place. Yeah, if you watch another podcast or another newscast from another country, they will not have the typical accent from that country, which is really helpful.
So it doesn't
Actually,
sound
when
like
I-
Latino if it's a
No,
Latino.
it doesn't sound like
exactly.
I welcome to the news. Okay, to that. Yeah, no.
So you'll hear something like, "This is John Burgundy from CNN," or something like
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
that. All right.
Yeah, actually, when I moved to California, I didn't move there to actually clean up my accent, but it just happened because I used to watch the news
A lot of news,
from
me too.
7 a.m.
California.
because
The
that's
morning.
all you can get in the morning, right?
Good thing you didn't live in East LA.
No, that was a good thing, actually.
I don't know about you, George, but I was a big fan of Rick Dees in the Morning in California. If you guys anybody remember that?
Yeah.
And I used to watch the listen to the morning show on my way to school, and in the evening watch the news. Just watch the local news, and it really helped a lot.
It does, yeah.
KTLA. All right, guys. So now, I picture yourself catching up on the latest headlines from the BBC or CNN. You'll not only stay informed, most likely disinformed, but anyway, you'll also improve your language skills at the same time. Talking about multitasking. And finally, practice with practical situations, role play common scenarios like ordering food, asking for directions, making small talk, mimic real life conversations to improve your fluency. All right.
And who doesn't do that, guys? Do you ever? I have a student that gets nervous a lot, so I tell him, if you're gonna have a talk on the phone before you actually pick up the phone, kind of like go through it in your mind, like say, don't you? I used to do it.
But what if they hang up?
Then you
what
hang
if
up
I
and
take
run.
too
Yeah,
long?
There was something I did a long time ago, but we'll talk about it later.
So there you have it. Some supercharged tips to take your English skills to the next level. Remember, practice makes progress. So keep at it, and you'll be speaking like a pro in no time. In our upcoming episode next week, we will share various tips and techniques to enhance your and expand your vocabulary. And with that, we have come to the end of this episode. Before we wrap it up, let's have a moment of laughter with the joke of the day.
More than a joke, Katza, is more of a thought-provoking question. What do you think, Katza and George? You guys are
Okay.
linguists, experts
Yeah.
in language. Do you ever wonder why the alphabet is in that order? Never ask yourself why? Do you think maybe it's because of that song?
Um,
A, B, C,
C,
D,
D,
Exactly.
because it's
I wonder.
easier to
Could it be
to
that?
remember.
They got yeah, never thought about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I
don't
hadn't
know.
thought about that either.
I
Okay.
don't know here. Shoot, go for it.
Yeah. Hey, here's another one, okay? Why do we say bye-bye, but we never say hi?
I don't know.
English
I don't
is
know.
weird. Bye-bye.
It's super weird.
What is it? Hi.
Hi,
No,
hi.
no.
Hi.
Try it. Next
Appreciate
time.
the Chinese,
But
right?
why do we say hello there?
There.
Not
you go.
hello
There,
here.
where?
Oh,
Not hello here.
you know what's my favorite one, guys? And then it's not mine. Obviously, it's from the movie Austin Powers, where he says, "There you are," and he goes, "Who are you?" No, that's where you are, right there. Like to say hello. There you are. Like, do I know you? No, but that's where you are, right there. I love it.
That's right. All right, guys. Thank you ever so much
All
for
right.
this
Okay,
laughter.
guys. Until next time. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, this is it for today. Thank you for tuning in, and remember to subscribe and share. Want to get in touch? Check out our YouTube channel where you can comment on our videos and find us on social media. We're everywhere except for X and Threads as at USPK English, the one with the yellow logo. For more information about us, please visit our website. Will be in the description box. And remember,
Perfect practice.
Makes perfect.
all right, until next time, bye
See you
bye.
then.